We did that out of desperation. We didn't have no other choice. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have no role models and niggas like us who really gave a fuck about us to say, yo, let's teach this young nigga how to get some money the right way.
Welcome to HipHopGems TV. Back with yet another gem here. One of a kind, man. Got my guy, Ox Dawn on the spot, man. Coming off an amazing project with my guy Max.
94 Max.
94 Max. Yo, I'm gonna let you talk your shit, man. Ox off camera was saying some very room shaking thoughts he got going on here. So I'm gonna let you go off, man. You was talking about kids and making moves and having to do things out of like desperation.
Yeah, man. You know, we just looking at the current status of, where life is at today, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
Current state of society, what's happening in the hip hop community with my peoples, you know what I'm saying? I don't know them, but I feel like they my brothers.
Your
peers.
Know
what I'm saying? My peers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking what's happened directly in my community around me, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of us still in pain and suffering, you know what I'm saying? And we have sicknesses and don't even know we sick. We traumatized this shit and don't even know we traumatized, man. A lot of us still going through a lot of things that we gotta heal from, and we gotta start with healing ourselves and each other, you know what I'm saying? And it starts with the youth, how we raise our youth and all that. You know, who am I to say? I don't know everybody's story and their background, but I think everybody want what's best for each other at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would hope that.
We would hope so.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So, that's my angle, man,
But you carry that angle into the album, too.
Yeah, no prayer to the devil, man. It's a lifestyle, It's like something to live to. I mean, the declaration of all things ungodly. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's not pure and righteous, why would you want that in your life? You know what I'm saying? If you got a sneak in your life, we rap about this shit, ops and all that. That's what they is, right? Sneaks. That's what snakes turn out to be, right? Your ops, right? So this is the lifestyle we live. If you got people in your life that ain't right, who sneak you and deceive you, or you're probably not even treating your family right.
Right.
Because a lot of us don't nurture our spirit, you know what I'm saying? We only think about the external and all that, how fly we look and all that, but we got to pray every day too, you know what I'm saying? Praying is important, because if you ain't take care of what's inside, then what you think?
That's a fact, Ox. You know what I mean?
Spiritually dead, you might as well be dead.
You say that in the music on the album. You talked about what you just touched on. You discussed your children, your relationship with your children. Powder the Cream.
Yeah, man.
The last joint, Pyrrhic Victory. That's my shit.
Yeah, man. Funny. That's a funny thing with that record. I'm gonna get into it once you ask me.
The second part of the album kind of really took a turn, I felt like, where it got a little bit more personal.
Most definitely.
What made you go that route for the second half?
Because I feel like, we are one another. You know what I'm saying? I am you, you are me. You know what I'm saying? We all human beings. You know what I'm saying? So if the best way to relate to a person is to identify, with things that they have going on and things about them, you know what I'm saying? So we all identify with each other, no matter how much we say we think we better than each other or whatnot. We're still human beings. We all die the same way. You know what I'm saying? So, I felt like there was a story I needed to tell, about how I came into understanding myself on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? As a human, you know what I mean? Recognizing, what's best for yourself and what's not good for yourself. It's like the good wolf, bad wolf theory, Which one do you feed more? that's the one that becomes more powerful and takes you over. And, you know what I'm saying? And how do you want to be viewed in your life at the end? When you pass away, you know, funny story, man, I was at a funeral and I heard a priest, he said something, and I was like, damn, shit resonated kind of crazy. He was like, he asked the folks in the family to come up and speak for the person that passed away and all that, you know what I mean? And I'm taking everything the people are saying. And I'm like, damn, when I pass, I wonder who's gonna come up and say things about me and what would they have to say? He said something. I don't wanna quote the man wrong, but he was like, you know, when you live, it's like you're writing your story. Everything, every day, your everyday life, how you treat people, you're writing your story. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna be told. So if you want to live twisted, you want to live crazy, you want to be out killing people, you want to be out poisoning your community, is that what you want to do? At the end of the day, in the back of your mind, that's that voice, that conscience. You know what I'm saying? If you a drug dealer, you a shooter, whatever it is, you got that conscience in the back of your mind, you losing sleep, you feeling guilty every day. Like, damn, I know this ain't really right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know, you come to terms with that, and you face that monster, and you say, all right, I don't want to be that. You know what I mean?
Right.
For me, that's what it was. Even if I don't have no choice, I still have a choice, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm my own person.
Yeah.
How can I not make the decision to say I'm not going to continue to self-destruct or not? You know what I mean? So that's what that, you know, inspired that whole direction and theme of the album and me getting that personal in that area because, I was incarcerated. And like you mentioned, Pyrrhic Victory is a record that I wrote during that time.
While you were incarcerated?
Yeah, I wrote the hook. I wrote the chorus in the S Block 200.
Wow.
I'm saying? I'll do my little bit on that. And, you know, I later on finished the rest of the song later on. You know what I'm saying? I wrote the hook in there, wrote a verse. And I came home and I wrote the other two verses.
How long ago was that?
Wow, that was 2015.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, 2015 I wrote the hook. In the first verse, and I finished the last two verses 2020 or 2022, whatever that was. Yeah.
Yo, man. What?
Word up, bro. It's a crazy record, man. That's why I said pressure made me see me in the darkest nights. I glow.
Yeah.
I'm just a diamond in the cell. Shining ain't no telling I ain't doing well. Genuine, but not the kind you buy yourself. Till they free my body, I know my mind will be the last to go.
Yeah.
They try and tie me down to hell. Left for that, it ain't nobody want to help. Still, I ain't blaming on nobody but myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally in there, this is how I felt. And I wrote the shit, like, you know what I mean? But I ain't, it was so personal, I ain't know how to articulate that, to translate it in the music later on. So it came together, bro. That's just how it is, you know?
Snicker, man.
That's how it is. Like, you might have that shit, you just wrote it and just stored it back there for a couple years and the right beat come along and then boom. That shit. Yeah. That's how that happened. You know what I mean? Word.
Talk about, I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get back to that segue in a minute. Talk about linking up with Max and really kind of having him curate the whole thing as far as production goes. What made you decide to go with this route?
94 Max, man. Funny story, man. I was introduced to Max through my brother Ace SL, man. Ace introduced me to Max. Man.
Big shout out to Ace, man.
Big shout out to my brother Ace, man. He introduced me to Max around the time I was doing Genesis Choir. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that's when that's how Short Shot happened. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Short Shot, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, that's when something sparked. It sparked around that time. I'm like, yo, this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? This guy, as an artist, when it's something special about a producer, like when you get in contact with certain producers that just compliment what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, let me just follow this path and see what happened. Next time we linked, I was going through a lot of personal shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had like 6 joints, bro. I knocked out like 6 joints back to back. And he just looking at me like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, this guy got the shit that make me want to rap. You know what I'm saying? I ended up falling asleep in the lab, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I wake up like 6 in the morning You know what I mean? And the homie shuffled it up. He's shuffling in the crib, got a whole meal cooking up and everything. I'm like, yo, this crazy. I woke up smelling the garlic in the pan and all that. I'm like, oh, this guy's crazy. I'm like, so that was it. That was it from that. I was just like, yeah, this is it. This is where I'm making my album. You know what I'm saying? And it was a rap from there, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Paul, you know, but we was sitting there, and that was it. That was the beginning of how the No Prayers to the Devil sparked. I think we had, what was the first joint we did? I think it was Guilty as Charged.
Fire, man.
Guilty as Charged. Guilty as Charged was the first joint.
Max was telling me that y'all had something cooking up like 2 years ago.
Word. We had a lot of joints before that, though.
Yeah.
Them 6 joints I did that night, none of them joints didn't even make the album, bro.
Word?
None of them joints didn't make the album. None of them joints didn't even make the album, bro. Like,
yo, that is crazy, man. Want to backtrack on that because I know it's a perfect way to get into like just talking about music that either didn't make the album or music that you wrote when you were incarcerated. How much music do you think you wrote during that time?
Shit, man. I can't even give you a real number. Bro. Like I came home with books, bro.
Wow.
Books packed with rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I already had books of rhymes before I went to jail. So it was like, I'm like a fucking. I ain't no telling how much raps I really got, bro. Like,
Wow.
Shit just be popping up in my brain sometimes, like, and I remember it out of nowhere, like, yo, oh, I remember that. Like, I forget rhymes, you know what I'm saying? And then they pop back up type shit. Like, my whole shit, like, I've been doing it so long, like, but not with the intentions on wanting to be a rapper, because it didn't start out like that.
What did it start out as?
It was just therapy, you know what I'm saying? Like, something I like doing. I did it to pass time. Like, I would just sit there and I had a passion for music, you know what I mean? Like, naturally, you know, not because I wanted to aspire to be a rapper kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know when you just love basketball or some shit, but you don't want to be an NBA player? You just like playing ball and then you so happen to be nice and then boom, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, bro. Like, you know.
What was life like before hip hop for you? What was life like in terms of just like, you know, before this thing became like a serious thing for you, where you just was like, yo, you know what, I'm going to now take my hobby where I happen to be good at something and actually make it a career?
Shit, I would have to say, I was in survival mode, you know, in full effect. Full effect. I think that's the best way to say it. You know, cleanest way to say it. Yeah, I mean, I was in survival mode in full effect, in the sense of just wanting to make ends meet. You know, uphold my responsibilities and things of that nature. You know, I just was a person who I grew up where, you know, I'm not wearing certain things. I'm not eating certain things. And in order to have what I want for myself, I'm going to go to any extent to make sure that I got it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But not to where I'm you know, I don't want to say any extent because that sounds a little like outlandish, like, yo, this man to do anything for you. I ain't going to do anything for $1. But, you know, I would do things that some people probably wouldn't consider doing. You know what I'm saying? That had certain opportunities that I didn't have, you know what I'm saying, growing up, you know, young. I mean, we all started with an equal chance at life, and depending on your circumstances, things may not stay that way as you mature, you know what I mean? And for me, it was, you know, my father passed, and, you know, my mother was young, single mother raising me, you know what I'm saying?
You only child, Ox?
For my mother. But on my father's side, that's a different story. You know? I don't even know the count. You know what I'm saying? But let's just leave it like that. You know what I mean? But you know, certain things, you know, the lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's New York. You know what I'm saying? And you see certain things and you're young and you influenced by your environment and things of that nature, man. And you know, you go from not having it till you get tired of that shit. You get tired of not having it, bro. And you just like, nah, I gotta do something. And then you figure out how to make things out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you end up jeopardizing your freedom, man. You jeopardize yourself in ways that you get older and you realize that shit was stupid. It wasn't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is $1 million in the street dirty if you ain't smart about it? You constantly looking over your shoulders and you know somebody can come take that shit from you if they find out how you got it.
That's a fact.
At the end of the day, if they figure out how you got it, you know you doing your thing dirty, and not everybody is smart enough to know how to cross their T's and dot their I's and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and we done sat here and watched 1,000,001 niggas that thought they was smarter than, you know what I'm saying? And it was the same outcome. Every gangster, every drug dealer that I ever heard of, it always had the same outcome. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ended up, somebody told on somebody, something always happened. So, while I'm gonna keep doing that, I think I'm gonna be that one lucky nigga that's just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just what it was for me, you know, young. I didn't see it like that though, you know? I was on some, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, people around you treat you a certain way when you don't got shit. And then you see how they treat you when you got shit. You know what I'm saying? You see the respect that you command when you got yourself together. You see the respect you command when you got your, you know what I'm saying? You dressing nice, your bills is paid, you got a nice ride, your kids is taken care of. Hey, Mr. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Every day, everybody used to give me utmost respect. When you out here twisting, you got nothing going on, niggas, you don't even matter.
You another
Just another guy.
Slang. Yeah.
You're just another guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like every human being is conflicted with wanting to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? And we all have different opportunities and means to overcoming those hurdles in order to be, you know, get in that place. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was going about the shit, you know, in ways that I probably shouldn't have went about it, and it jammed me up, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, from that, it's like, all right, switch it up.
Do you feel now where your music is at and just like where your personal life is at, do you feel like you still, is this the Pyrrhic victory for you, or you still running that?
The Pyrrhic victory for me was around Genesis Choir. And unfortunately, the album we didn't get to hear that interview, bro.
Yeah.
Technical things.
Yeah.
I was fighting a case during that time. And that was around the time when I was like, I can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out with the shit.
You were fighting a case during that time.
During that whole time. I was facing 7 to 10 years on trial.
You know what, bro? I don't mean to cut your wisdom. I remember you said that. And I also remember you saying that maybe it was best the interview didn't air because there was things that you said that you didn't want on the air.
I didn't want to share.
Yeah.
But, you know, we coming to the end of that right now, you know, and by God's grace, you know what I'm saying? No weapon forged against me shall ever prosper, you know what I'm saying?
So you cleared of that.
I'm good, you know, God got me, man.
Clap it up for this
smooth,
nigga,
man.
Ox, man.
I'm claiming that for myself, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Word of life.
Wow.
You know, short. I'm getting super short right now, so I'm just about, you know.
Wow.
Word up. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, man. It's been a journey. But you know, I turn the pain into champagne.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what one of the things that I mean just about your artistry. I mean, cuz like you definitely you say these things in your music. But I think just the way how you carried yourself during that whole time, you know, you was smiling. When I seen you, it was always love. Wouldn't even know, not that you about to put that out there for people's business like that, but people like myself would never guess that, you damn near fighting for your life every day.
Right, for real. That was a treacherous time. You know what I mean? But, you know, I got through that, you know, golden. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that I learned and soaked up, and that's what inspired the project. You know, that's like after Genesis Choir. because Genesis Choir was like, there's something about me, life. You know what I'm saying? That was a message that was handed to me up on the time I was released. Somebody, you know, somebody where I respected their opinion said to me on a like random, just like, yo, bro, I watch how you move, man. You got a certain Genesis Choir about you.
I remember you.
And I was like, yo, what you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know what that word meant at the time. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sparked it. You know what I mean? And years later, I ended up making the project. Wow. So then now, overcoming that phase and catching a new case, because it's like, you didn't learn your lesson. You made it out of the fire, and you still did some stupid shit to throw yourself right back in there. Because you didn't get it then. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you can't have one foot in and you can't have one foot out. It's like I got my brothers that I grew up with doing their thing, showing me another way. This is what the music is, you know? The homies like, yo, gang, just do this, gang. You put all that shit you put into this shit, I guarantee you shit gonna crack off for you, bro. All right. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, you know what I mean? That's what made me latch on to this music shit, bro. Take it more serious, you know what I mean?
Gotta segue into you meeting Rome Streetz and just off you saying like, yo, brothers is telling you do it this way. You know, how was that when you first met him and, you know, the relationship you guys have? Because musically you guys are fucking crazy.
Appreciate that, man. That's the bro, man. That's family. Damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like we met in high school, man. You know what I'm saying? That's some funny shit. Like, we been knew each other before rap. You know what I mean? Like we fake had this shit going for a minute before people even knew about even one of us, you know what I'm saying? But then when people heard about Rome, I was already out doing my thing and I had my own kind of thing going on, you know what I mean? So I got locked up and shit. And then the homie elevated, I came home and I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro got this shit on tilt. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, bro, let's get to it. I'm like, all right, let's get back to work. Like,
wow.
That's how that happened, you know what I mean? Wow.
The Bad Influence name as well came up.
Yo, funny thing,
y'all started that.
It was something else in the beginning. In the early stages, it was all you. But, you know, I never solidified certain things. So, you know, of course, you know, we branch off and do our own things eventually. But, you know, it was all you. The original members was me, Roman, and China. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's tough, man.
China, that's China Streetz, man. China Streetz. Yeah,
shout out to China, man.
You know what I mean? Shout out to China Streetz. Y'all know what it is.
That's tough, man. Yeah. Shout out to Rome as well.
Shout out to the homie Rome, man. Shout out to the whole Bad Influence. Shout out to the whole Walkers.
Shout out to the yeah, man. And you Walkers, that whole movement, and you being
man.
Ox, man, you making your rounds. I feel like you in great company, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. You know, it's the community is so family. The whole conglomerate is just, you know what I'm saying? Just a conglomerate of killers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody's masters of what they got going on. You know what I mean? Really know.
That's tough, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to separate you from this whole Max B comparison? How the fuck can we get away from this shit? Because you definitely carved your own lane, bro. And you know, not to take nothing from the God Max, but like you're you.
Yeah, really though. You know what I'm saying? That was my main thing with that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like once you really get into what I got going on, you will see the distinctive difference. But you know, the only thing is, we both wavy. You know what I'm saying? We both wavy, baby. So that's, you know what I mean? It's so good. Like, Max wavy and I'm wavy. And we wavy niggas from the town putting on, that's all. Ain't nothing wrong with two wavy niggas from the town putting on, you know what I mean?
Not at all, man.
You know what I mean? Word.
Sonically.
Shout out to the, you know what I mean? Free Max,
free the wave.
Man. Free the wave God, man. Word of life. Because I can't even sit here and say, you know what I mean? Max didn't inspire me in some form or sense, because I was young enough to be inspired by Max. You know what I mean? I was a young dude when PD3 came out. I remember when PD3 came out. Here we go. What? Shit, listen, man. that was my shit, man. So, salute to the brother Max, man. Like, he definitely inspired me, man, in ways as an artist. What I appreciated from Max was he was comfortable, you know what I'm saying, and free. You know what I'm saying, as an
Very
artist.
free, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't you couldn't put him in no pocket. You ain't no telling what kind of sauce he gonna come at you with. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that to me was you can't lose that way. Because the key is to always be entertaining. The key is to always grab the listener's attention and say, okay, I'm gonna engage in hearing every single word this guy's got to say, because I'm on a whole journey listening to this person. You know what I mean?
I think that's what personally separates you from everyone else. I think that musically, I think that you have a different kind of ear, man, and you can hear it in your music, of course. But I think that you are an individual who actually like knows how to like put songs together. Like a lot of your joints, I feel like you make, primetime radio and shit like that.
Man. Yo, you know the funny shit with that, man? Like, it's how I started rhyming. You know what I mean? Like, the early stages of this shit, like, I learned how to rhyme from listening to top tier music. I wasn't just trying to hit an underground freestyle battle raps and shit. Like, that's cool. Like, I fuck with it. That shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some serious talent to think of 1,000,001 ways to disrespect a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm more into like the technical structuring, of putting a song together, the layers and the messages and the metaphors that you could use to translate a strong message. And
sure,
some of the greatest songs of all time are very simple. And I never understood that at first till I started like really listening to music and structuring and understanding even more as an artist. Like, you know what? If you can say just the right things, that's it. Just saying the right shit. That's the key to this shit. It's not just saying anything. So you just filling the spaces and shock value and saying mad punchlines. That shit get boring, bro. When you listen to something and it got some meaning to it, it's like that impactful shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit I want to do with this rap shit. Because I feel like the respect on this craft should be there more. Because there's a lot of talented brothers that actually do that, man. And the primary example is like, look at music right now. I can't say I'm not proud of where it is in a certain sense. Because we got artists like, especially Kendrick Lamar, who pushes that narrative that I just spoke on.
Yeah.
Saying meaningful things that could inspire everybody, you know what I'm saying? Not just niggas at the bottom, but niggas on every level, because it's an intellectual connection, you know what I'm saying?
Would you say you're just a musical head, Ox? I kind of get that vibe from you. Like,
to a certain sense, I was, because in my student phase, and I'm forever a student, but now it's changed to more like, when Neo first went in the Matrix,
yeah,
he had to understand that shit, then he became it. So now that I am the Matrix, now that I am Neo, how do I want people to process what I got to offer? You know what I'm saying? So I'm in control of this now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a podium. People are listening to what I got to say. If I want everybody to listen to what I got to say, I got to figure out how to talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't just want to talk to the hood niggas that's like me, that came from nothing or whatever. I want to talk to the doctor and the college kid and everybody. The guy in Africa that never had nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to find a way to make him go, who is that? I like that song. It could be a simple little melody or something I made, but it just got a certain twang or pain to it that made that nigga go, hey, what the fuck is that? I felt that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to focus on, man, when I create. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feel it a certain way, I'm not gonna put it out for y'all. You know what I mean? I got a lot of cool songs, man, but I like to put the best shit out so y'all could really, you know what I'm saying, get an understanding of yourselves better. You know what I'm saying? As a people, because we do gotta understand ourselves better as a people, man. That's the only way we gonna elevate from where we at right now. You know, we doing well, but we still doing real fucking bad, man.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We doing real bad.
What do you think will get us to, as a people? What do you think will get us over that hump? Right now, society is facing.
It's a lot of
so many
judgmental
different layers,
shit.
man.
It's a lot of people judge each other and all that other shit. It's never gonna change. Everybody
Yeah.
think they better than each other. They got more than each other. You don't like how this nigga think. You don't like how he dress. He stink. He don't wash his ass. Whatever. You know what I mean? Who knows? It's a lot of things going on. It's hard. It's hard to like everybody and get along. But at the end of the day, we just gotta find a way to, you know, look at what's really going on. What's
Finding your
really
tribe.
going on? It's like we're losing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like culturally. Culturally we're rich and we have so much to offer, but we don't stand on our shit as strong as we should. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to convey it wrong, man, and start no whole crazy politics and shit. But, you know, I'm just saying, you know.
But you're within the culture.
I'm within the culture, man, and I just feel like, you know, the young niggas could do better, man. Especially, you know, like I got a lot of young niggas that I got love for, and I want to see them win. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see them crashing out on each other, man, and all that. But, pardon me. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see a different tune in the community with the people, man. And it's a lot of whack shit going on, man. Shit I can't even say. I can't say it. I can't get into how I want to, man. But, you know, y'all know what's up, man. Y'all know what y'all need to do out there. Live better with each other, man. This shit ain't really serving us or serving no better good. You know what I mean?
Damn, Ox.
I did the work, man.
Yeah, I
did the work. That's why I
was
could
about to
talk
get
like
into that.
You know what I'm saying? I did the work, man. I was out here helping the youngins, working in the community, you know what I'm saying, hands-on, like a counselor, like a, you know what I'm saying, a role model, pulling up every day, you know what I'm saying, like a 9 to 5, like for real though, you know what I mean? Anti-gun violence, teaching the youth we not telling on ourselves or trying to put each other in jail, we policing ourselves, if that's how you want to put it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate to use that term, but that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I was doing that work. I did it for over 3 years, you know what I'm saying? And it taught me a lot, man, and it changed my life. And it granted me the opportunity to still be here and do what I love as an artist. And, you know, why waste it and not, you know what I'm saying? Let this shit count, man.
Beautiful, man. Are you still doing that work now? Or is it just you doing
Yeah, I'm doing it independently.
Yeah, I was about to say a
still
lot of
carrying
that.
the message, you know,
Okay.
and I forever will. Because, you know, I don't want to be ungrateful. That's ungrateful, man, to not take your blessings and use them correctly. You know, it'll be a slap in the Most High's face if I took that chance, because I wasn't supposed to get that chance, bro. But he saw something in me because he know I got the integrity and the pureness within me as a person to want to see better for my youngins, man, and my people in general. You know, we ain't on no pro-black shit, because don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I ain't no head. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So the wrong thing don't get done to you. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit go. You know what I mean? But, yeah. All right. Yeah,
I'm about to start running that in the crib.
Well, I don't have me up here chatting all day, bro.
Yo.
Chatting all day.
Yo. I'm really proud of you, man. I told you that. I just feel like there's a different type of, you know, connection. I mean, my wife loves your music, so I think she's just like, yo, yeah, man. She was trying to come through today, but yeah, I just think it's just that whole thing. I think it's just with this level of understanding when I listen to your music and just kind of like where you're at mentally now. You know, seem like there's just like you outgrew a lot of old ways and opened up the door for new habits for yourself.
Shit, ain't no option, bro. Ain't no option. There's no other option. There's no other option. It's either you're doing this or you're doing that. Pick something and stick to that shit. You want to crash out all the way, go for it. Don't cry about what happened after, though. Don't cry when it's 25 to life. Don't cry when you never see your family ever again and you gonna die in jail. Don't cry about none of that shit. Go crazy. Don't listen to me. Who? I'm just Ox Omni, B. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Ox Omni, cuz I'm out here trying to give you some good music and some, you know what I'm saying, and some good words, man. You know what I mean? Some good words. Cause I could tell you some whole other shit. But I don't think y'all want me to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's good for my brand. You know what I mean? I want to be a positive individual for the people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Ox for the people, man. We need you to speak at schools, brother.
Hey, I don't know if I'm ready for all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a little fucked up still. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be all right though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just stick with me. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself. I'm not perfect, man. But I know I'm in the right direction right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the right direction. Whoever is on this tune with me, we go this way together, man.
Love it. Ox, appreciate you, my guy. Album is incredible. It's out now. Go copy the vinyl,
man, no
all that
prayers
good
to the
shit.
devil, man. Out now, everywhere, man. Show April 3rd. If this don't air before April 3rd, yeah, I mean, see me at the next joint.
You doing 2 shows, right?
Yeah, I got another show after that, April 4th.
I'll be after. I'll be at that one.
Yeah,
Third,
man.
I ain't gonna be able to make that
That's
one.
the streets, Rome Streetz. That's
Yeah.
the Rome Streetz show on the 3rd, and then the next joint is Pro Dylan joint.
Yeah.
And I might have some other shit after that. So
Jesus, man.
just
Niggas doing back-to-back shows,
We busy
man.
this year. And the album coming. I got merch coming. Vinyls pre-orders is ready right now. You go online, rrcmusic.co, and type in that no prayers to the devil. Go get you a vinyl, man. Support the, you know what I'm saying? Support the lifestyle, man.
Support Ox, nigga. Support Max.
Yeah, support 94 Max. Support Ox Omni, your favorite rapper. I know how it go. Yeah.
HipHopGems TV. Appreciate you, man. Y'all like, subscribe, all of that, man. Every Monday we bringing you that real shit, in-depth interviews, bringing you amazing artists like Ox.
Yo, salute.
You know, we here, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
Come
Thank you.
on, man. Thank you, sir.